Hello there, I'm Hari Zainuddin and this is TVS News at 5. Let's begin with our top stories. 7 incumbent assemblymen from Sarawak United People's Party, SUPP, will be defending their seats in the 12th Sarawak state election. SUPP Secretary General Dato' Sebastian Ting said the names of the 7 assemblymen will be submitted to Gabungan Parti Sarawak or GPS Chairman Dato' Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg in the near future.
Apart from Ting, who is standing in Piasau, the 6 other assemblymen are SUPP President Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Koi Hian Batukawa, Vice President Datuk Sri Lim Kim Shin Senadin, Datuk Ding Kwong Hing Meradong, Datuk Sri Huang Tiong Si Repok, Datuk Francis Harden Hollis Simanggang, and Loker Chiang Batu Kitang. Commenting further, Ting said in the last Sarawak election, SUPP was allocated 20 seats and he hoped the party will be receiving the same number of seats this time. He reiterated that SUPP will learn from the Malacca state election since it is the first to be held under the new normal set by the Election Commission EC, which had decided that campaign meetings would not be permitted. SUPP is one of the 4 parties within GPS, which, according to the coalition's Secretary General, Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, will be contesting in all 82 Sarawak state constituencies. Other parties in the coalition are Parti Pesaka Bumiputera Bersatu PBB, Parti Rakyat Sarawak PRS, and Parti Demokratik Progressive PDP.
Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, launched the Bicara Sejarah Sarawak program aimed at encouraging Sarawakians to get to know the state's history. At the same time, she also gave some insights into how well prepared the Gabungan Parti Sarawak or GPS is for the upcoming state election. Our reporter Muhammad Yusuf is on site. Can you fill us in, Yusuf?
All right, thank you, Haris. Now, earlier this morning, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture Malaysia, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, have launched the Bicara Sejarah Sarawak program organized by her ministry, MOTAC, and also the National Archive Department. Now, before I go into the details about the program itself, during the press conference after the launching ceremony, Datuk Sri Nancy said Gabungan Parti Sarawak or GPS is ready for the upcoming elections. As you know, Datuk Sri Nancy is a GPS member. She does not want to appear biased. However, she only knows the development of what GPS have done to not only stand for these elections, but to win it as well. Now, GPS have always been in touch with the people physically, as well as through various assistance the party has channeled, whether it's monetary or repair works for houses and facilities in a particular dune area. Now, if there is a new candidate being named to replace an older one, Datuk Sri Nancy said they are also ready because that is the culture of politics. Going back to the program, Bicara Sejarah Sarawak, a total of 300 participants were involved, and the program's main objective is to give exposure and knowledge to Sarawakians about the history and the role of Sarawakian natives. Now, participants included historians, academicians, NGO members, community leaders, and students from higher learning institutions across the country. The program will become an important platform to encourage awareness, to be more knowledgeable regarding the authenticity and verified history of Sarawak. It also aims to gather the right information that will become a reference to future historians and also to those who have a deep appreciation for our history. The program will focus on 2 main topics, which are Bicara Sejarah, the role of Sarawak natives in the fight for independence, and also Bicara Sejarah, the role of community in Sarawak historiography. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, together with my cameraman, Muhammad Rafiq for TVS Kuching. Back to you, Haris.
Thank you, Yusuf, for the report. All right, moving on. Minister of Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women, Family and Childhood Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, is confident that women candidates will not be marginalized in the 12th state election. The Parti Pesaka Bumiputera Bersatu or PBB Women's Chief said the number of female candidates, regardless of new or old faces will be announced by Gabungan Parti Sarawak Chairman Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Fatimah reiterated that she is confident in Abang Jo's judgment, as he always ensures that women will not be marginalized in politics. Fatimah expressed hopes that one day the country could achieve gender equality in politics, and when the day comes, it would be a great success for women in Sarawak. Fatimah said this after presenting aid to small and micro business owners under the Sarawak Ku Sayang Special Assistance BKSS 6.0, as well as handing over grants to the Society of the Blind Malaysia Sarawak branch at Bangunan Baitul Makmur 2 today.
State Secretary Dato' Ahmad Jaul Samion now heads Sarawak Disaster Management Committee, or SDMC, as its interim chairman. The matter was officially disclosed by Local Government and Housing Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kue Hian in a Facebook post last night.
Dr. Sim added that following the dissolution of the State Legislative Assembly Dun on Friday, Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Amar Douglas Uga handed over the SDMC chairmanship to the State Secretary. At the same time, he calls upon everyone to continue to lend their support to the interim SDMC chairman for 60 days until after the 12th state election. Meanwhile, Dr. Sim, who was advisor of SDMC before the Dun dissolution, also said that it has been his privilege and honor to be a part of SDMC during the challenging time of handling COVID-19 pandemic.
Yang dibina oleh the Second Raja of Sarawak, Charles Brooke, untuk his beloved wife lah, Rani Margaret. Rani Margaret, dia ada 3 nama lah. So, Margaret Alice Lily.
Saya punya hati banget senang sudah jumpa kita orang semua. Terima kasih banyak.
Saksikan Travelog Raun dengan kami setiap Sabtu jam 5.15 petang hanya di TVS, saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Orang bekas banduan manakala adiknya Awi seorang penyanyi popular. Namun, tragedi yang menimpa keluarga memberi tekanan kepada ayah mereka. Adakah kejadian itu menyimpan sebuah rahsia di sebaliknya?
Saya terpaksa kemana saya, ayah. Tunggu dulu. Lebih baik kau terangkan kepada ayah. Apa
sebuah filem aksi arahan Datuk Yusof Haslam. Saksikan Pemburu Bayang Sabtu ini jam 9 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Akan berfixing items happy berana abak tandang kedua pukul pada ingat kita yang mereka terutama di madah kecaranya and we can see
salam sejahtera.
Warnailah hidupmu, tampilkanlah bakat baru. Sarawak pasti maju, menginspirasi duniamu.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob today launched the Sabah Eastern Zone Pan-Borneo Highway for the Sandakan Kinabatangan Beluran to Lupit alignment. The Prime Minister said the 877 million ringgit project involves 3 packages stretching over 58 kilometers.
The project involved road upgrading works from a single to dual carriageway, construction of 3 bridges, and a multi-level interchange. Once completed, the route would provide a comfortable, efficient, and safe land access to residents. Also present were Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Sabah and Sarawak Affairs, Datuk Sri Dr. Maximus Ongkili, Deputy Sabah Chief Minister, Datuk Sri Bung Mokhtar Radin, and Deputy Works Minister, Datuk Arthur Joseph Kurup. The construction for the project started this month and it is scheduled to be fully completed in 3 years in October 2024. He said the route would also facilitate logistics and marketing of agricultural produce in Telusit and would also help promote tourism around Sandakan.
Malaysia is on the brink of success in its fight against the COVID-19 infection, even though it has not won the battle. Therefore, Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin called on the public to continue observing the Standard Operating Procedures or SOP set by the government.
He said currently there is a 40% drop in the need for hospital beds for COVID-19 patients and urged everyone not to remain complacent or risk jeopardizing the effort of the frontliners. Khairi also said that there are only 2 states, Kelantan and Sarawak, that are still under Phase 3 of the National Recovery Plan PPN, while the other states have all moved to Phase 4. Yesterday, Senior Defence Minister Datuk Seri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein announced that 5 states, Perlis, Perak, Penang, Sabah and Kedah, will move to Phase 3 to Phase 4 of the PPN effective November 8 after taking into account the current risk assessment conducted by the MOH and National Security Council MKN.
Pfizer Inc.'s experimental antiviral pill to treat COVID-19 claim it can cut death or hospitalization rate of adults at the risk of developing severe diseases by 89%. The result appeared to surpass those of Merck & Co. COVID-19 pill, which was shown to halve the likelihood of dying or being hospitalized for high-risk patients.
Full trial data is not yet available from either company. Pfizer's pill with the brand name Paxlovid could secure U.S. regulatory approval by the end of the year. The Pfizer trial was stopped early due to its high success rate.
I would say they are exciting and great news for humanity. And they were clearly not within the expectations. They were above expectations. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that protease inhibitors is demonstrating such an efficacy against something. And by the way, it's the first time that we have an oral pill of that efficacy. So very exciting because there is a huge need. And this means that a lot of lives could be saved if this is eventually make it all the way to the end, the regulatory process. And a lot of people, instead of going to hospital, ending up to hospital, would stay home.
President Joe Biden said the U.S. government has secured millions of doses of the Pfizer drug. Pfizer is in discussions with 90 countries over supply contracts for its pill. Borlas said Pfizer expects to price its treatment close to where Merck has priced its pill. Merck's U.S. contract price for its pill is around $700 USD for a 5-day course of therapy.
And that concludes the TVS News at 5. Be sure to tune in to Nightline tonight at 11:30 p.m. on Astro Channel 122 and MyTV for the latest current affairs. Once again, I'm Hari Zainuddin. It's been a pleasure.